Yeah, the other day I had to fix our stabilizer, and our stabilizer, behind the stabilizer was a nest of one of the squirrels from here. Every piece of this has been chewed. The mother, you watch them start building this around the middle of September, getting ready for the cold winter. And if they have any children, this is where they have it inside of. Of course, when they built it, it didn't look like this, but I had to take it down from where the stabilizer was because it's a little dangerous. But why bring such a thing up? Because this implies consciousness. This is a conscious living entity. Someone may say that it's only pushed by nature. Right? They just do these things by nature, And it becomes just a mechanical thing that has nothing to do with any consciousness. They're just pushed by nature. I disagree. I don't little bit disagree. I very much disagree with that way of thinking. They are conscious living entities. They have a feeling that they want to have a child. They want the child to be able to be brought up in a nice place during the winter. And they take all this effort. What I did is I brought it up here because I know where they hang out. So I just give it to them up here, and they'll use it instead of throwing it away. But this is a sign of consciousness. And with all this work that had to be done, I can see why the little squirrel was going to help Sri Ram build his bridge. I wouldn't doubt that the little squirrel could have done a lot, because that's a lot of work right there. But as we look around, if you start looking for consciousness, and if you just, because it's like this superiority thing, I'm the superior and they are inferior. You can say slaved and enslaved. But when I feel like I can have a slave, I'm enslaving myself. I'm enslaving myself. Perhaps I was in a body like this before. And I'm not identifying that situation. If you identify the situation and you look at the entity, you're thinking, this person also has consciousness. This person also can progress to the human form of life. And the consciousness that already has. Consciousness isn't developed. It's the medium with which the consciousness is able to work with. That's what hinders the observance of consciousness, is the medium. that the consciousness has to work with. If the consciousness has a very developed mind, then we see it in that way. If the consciousness has a worm mind, I'm not talking low, a worm mind, then it's very difficult for the consciousness to show its abilities. It's not that it doesn't have the ability, it's that it can't show its ability. Humans want to fly like birds, right? So why can't animals want to do something? Why can't animals, want to, when they observe this world, why don't they want to? Because their consciousness is not able to work with the body that they have. A snake has to slither. It can't walk. But does that mean that one entity is higher? No. Even if you just take it on an electrical aspect, like Tesla, he does an incredible thing that you can almost like feel like you're on the edge of understanding what consciousness is. I think I'll try to get that and put it in the description. Tesla, he practically describes consciousness, but in relationship to electricity. But he's trying to bring the person to understand that it's all alive. It's everything is alive. And that's for sure with Tesla. Tesla was trying to see love. Yeah, and some places he mentions this. He wanted to see love in electricity. He wanted to see that. He wanted to see the ability to love even in electricity. Because it is there. Consciousness is... When somebody says consciousness isn't fully developed, no. The body is not allowing it to be developed. And, on the other hand, some people who use the body wrong, their consciousness has to become low. Using the body right, the consciousness it's able to show itself. Consciousness does not change. The surrounding changes. The surrounding changes, not the consciousness. The consciousness is actually it's the symptom of the presence of a soul. The presence of a soul is always eternally the same. It is not, it doesn't have to go to grade school, kindergarten, or anything like that, or universities. It's always the same. It's already there. In dormant stage, but it's already there. So I just trying to bring attention that try to see this world as a conscious world. Just covered. Just covered. That's it. Just manipulated and covered. That's all that has happened. 3 modes have just covered. 3 modes of nature. Goodness, passion, and ignorance have covered. But there's no lack in anything, not even an electron. There is no lack. When you the whole atmosphere becomes alive. And as Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhardev says, that the whole atmosphere is good for devotional service. It supports devotional service, or it supports love for Krishna. It's supportive of love for Krishna. No matter what is happening, it's supportive. But we just have to see how do I react with it. And if the people can't even see that that they're surrounded by consciousness, it's really like a very dark world they live in. Very dark world. So when you look around, you start seeing, the birds are flying, and it's just something they have up in their brain, and they can't help it. They have to go south. Oh, come on, give me a break, If you have your Tesla, you want to go south too when it's cold in the winter. It's like they can't identify. It always has to be this superiority thing. No, the animal is animal and human is human. Well, it's not like that. It definitely isn't like that. Okay, I'll just leave you with that. But if anybody else has nice things to add, you can always send me something. But it's imperative for the living entity to see consciousness everywhere. You can say it's imperative for the living entity to see God everywhere, or God's hand everywhere. You could say like that, but it's imperative to see that consciousness is everywhere, is projected everywhere. Only covered. Nothing else. Only covered. The covering's hard to remove, but if you start understanding that it's only covered, nothing else. Just covered consciousness. The gradations of consciousness give the living entity its type of body. And that's logical. You used your mind for something. You came up with an idea of some type of enjoyment at some level. And with that consciousness, you're given a body to be able to enjoy it. Or suffer from it. Okay. It's a nice day here in Vrindavan. Sunny. And tomorrow is what they call Sobha Yatra for Lord Nityananda's appearance date. And we'll be taking out Gorni Thai and going around the town. Okay, Haribol, Haribol.